Right, and we are live. Good evening, aliens and gentlemen, and welcome to FRL's GT4 Thursday Night Championship finale, live from Nurbugring. With me as usual, and LurchysGaming. How are you, Lurch?
Hello.
Yep, good. We've got a special guest tonight, which is new for both of us. The man, the myth, the legend. They call him Yavoltin. How are you, mate?
Definitely not a myth or a legend, but I'm a man. I can certainly tell you I'm a man.
Or a legend, we'll call you.
A legend, yes.
Yeah, just minus one leg at the moment.
It's not Nurbugring, I think you said.
Oh, sorry, not Nurbugring. That's because I've just been practicing at Nurbugring for tomorrow. Oh, what a great start that was.
Yeah, right.
Bathurst.
Start again.
Yeah, not yet. No, we won't start again. We'll leave it at that. We're at Bathurst, not Nurbugring. Ignore that. That is tomorrow night. And thank you for arranging that, Bolton. I'm quite happy with that.
It's a nice wee venue, actually. I'm trying to come up with some kind of sordid, cheeky sort of attempt to try and get the guys G'd up, and I genuinely think that's going to be quite good.
It's a good track. Me and Lurch really enjoyed it for the 6 hours.
Oh,
It was
one of my
good.
favourites. And I love going around in the Porsche GT3.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. It's
Comes by Coops, says, "Oh yes, driver interview." No, he's joining us.
No driver interview. He's stuck with us tonight.
I'm here to bore the tears out of everyone.
It's fine, mate. It's a bit of a longer race tonight as well, so it's nice to have.
Yes.
A bit of fresh meat.
Yeah, have a bit of fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, you'll find out fairly early on, Chris, that our comms isn't as professional as and slick as Coops is.
It's just a sordid mess for about an hour.
yeah, it's just me and Lurch just having a laugh pretty much, but we get the job done, which is good.
Oh yes.
The best one.
We're in qualifying, eh? Qualifying.
We are in qualifying.
Qualifying started. It has indeed.
Qualifying.
Was it only 5 minutes?
Yes. So we've got 3 races tonight. 3 small, short qualifying sessions plus 3 20-minute races, and we're going to be
Wasn't it 40? Supposed to be 40 at one point. Sorry to interrupt that.
No, I think there was a bit of contemplation as to what was going to happen, but in the end up they've done 3 races, 20 minutes. One's going to be sort of by the looks of it in the afternoon, and then the next one's going to be day 2 in the morning, and then the next one's going to be early doors. So there's going to be like a night kind of transition in the last race, I think.
Interesting.
Or starting in the early hours in the morning, so you might see some street lights in the distance.
Oh, nice. Yeah, apologies for that. I didn't realise. I thought we was doing the usual 10-15 minutes, so I got caught out a little bit there.
No problem. So it's basically quick, short, sharp, get out there, get your laps in. Who cares who's there? Just get your elbows out and try and get your laps in.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a kind of, what's it called? Like a hot lap quality type scenario.
Well, with your GT4 cars, how long do the tyres take to warm up? Around about 4 minutes. So you're pretty much getting one flyer.
I was just about to say, when you said, how long do they take to warm up? I was going to say, when the timer says 0.
Just going over the line and the timer's run out. Like, oh, damn.
Just got up to prime time.
No, that's good. It's probably better for us anyway. I think Lurch might fall asleep if we went on too late.
Yeah, I need my beauty sleep.
Well,
you'll notice at the end of it, I'll get a little bit quiet. It's just when I'm like just getting a bit too tired.
Normally, when I say that, I usually get the responses, "There's not enough sleep in the world, Chris." For it, that's sort of beauty.
Yeah, what sleep?
Oh, if I don't get my 8 hours.
Sleep when you're sim racing?
Well, I don't sleep. I'm usually up at 3 o'clock in the morning typing in results and setting up races for the punters. So
doing all your good admin duties.
Working my second job.
Yeah, it must feel like a second job.
I love it. It's this sim racing hobby. I mean, if it's so immersive. I've kind of got myself hooked. It's definitely an addicting thing.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. I mean, I feel exactly the same. No, I feel exactly the same. It's. I mean, I don't even. Although I'm admin support or whatever you want to call it, and I don't do I don't do anything like you guys do. I still find myself glued to the Discord every day.
It's mad, isn't it? It's just you find a way to put people off to get back onto Discord. Like come on, move right out.
Yeah.
No, it looks like perhaps the first lap's going to come in now. So Dark Horror.
Yeah, I'm on with him now.
You're on with Dark Horror. I'll go with.
I'll leave it until the till quali's over, and then I'll run down the results. Are we going to be updating the website as each race unfolds, or are we going to?
I physically won't be able to. I mean, if I turn my PC on, I'll probably get disconnected. I've got a hamster running my internet in this house, so.
I know. I'm pretty sure James did it the other day for the Taco Tuesday, so I thought maybe that you might do it for this.
I think we should leave it in suspense and just let them do the full 3 races.
And work it out after, yeah. I mean, because I only ask because there's absolutely no way I'm going to do the maths to work out who's where as the races come in. So,
yeah.
I'll leave that to somebody else if you guys are any good at it.
Oh, Brizzle's just come in right at the end. So some of the laps that are coming in just now, Dark Horror doing a 2:17.6. That's slightly off the pace in free practice because I think they were doing a second faster than that.
Yeah. Very
but have you noticed the conditions? Because that's rather hot.
Yeah, cloudy, but seriously hot. Oh.
31, 37.
It's going to be a bit humid out there tonight.
Those tyres are probably heated up half a lap.
Yeah. So why not see he's done a 2:17.715? So he's not too far behind him.
Sorry, Shadow.
And then you've got P1 Valium. Is he new?
He's reserving.
Yes. He's kind of. He's showed up on the kind of the charts just recently, and he's quite quick. Showing good performance.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 left out. We've got I think that's pronounced Barnuts. Oh no, that's it. Session over.
We call him BINT. We call him NTZ.
I call it Barnuts.
It's probably a better name, actually. It's got a bit of ring to it. So maybe we should adopt that. There's still a couple guys out on track. We've got your man Dell, who's the only guy out on track at the moment.
Go on, Dell.
Is the timer finished or is it ran out?
It has, the timer's run out, but he's still out on a lap, and just as I say that, he's off the track.
You've just jinxed him. That's fine, he'll get a fast time, he's just cut that corner out. Oh, no.
No, he's driving into the pits. Okay, so there we go. Why not C doing very well tonight, up there in P2?
He was doing good in free practice as well, I was having a wee look at him.
I mean, Bathurst is one of them tracks, it's either you're good or you're not. It's more of a survival track rather than a racing track, I find. Yeah, after 5 or so laps, the wheel-to-wheel racing kind of ends, and it's just all about surviving.
It's staying away from the walls.
Yeah, big time. Oh, look at that! Is that a Porsche? No, it's an Alpine. Who's in the Alpine? Well, that'd be big time Dave, wouldn't it?
He's brave.
Yeah.
God, that's just as brave as someone taking on the what do you call that? What's it called? Just want to come back to me. The one that's got no traction at all.
Oh, the Maserati.
Maserati.
Yeah.
TK Drifter can drive that to within an inch of its life.
I know, but I've not seen him drive it in the wet yet.
I would imagine he'll be okay in it because the guy's definitely got it working to a T.
Yeah, he is good. A few extra guys in here tonight, but I think that's just from where people jumped in accidentally, one of them being me. I apologise for that. Triple 8 in the Nissan down there. I didn't come 16th.
Trying to get points.
Yeah, I need to get them somewhere. Right, so I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the standings as they sit at the moment while we're waiting for the race to start. So, and let me jump on with one of the front guys so I don't get caught out there again as well. Right, so in P1 at the moment we've got Dark Horror on 156 points, who is quite a decent bit clear of Tro in second place, who's on 112 in the Janetta. And then in P3 we got Woodward with 93 points. Why Not C follows him with 92, and then in fifth place we got White Snake with 84, followed by Cascanova in sixth, Bow Hunt in seventh, Shadow Lancer in eighth, Dell in ninth, and Darren Mark rounds off the top 10. And then we've got Symbols, who's not here tonight. First race I've not seen him in a while. FRL PC Stefan, who's also absent. Big Time Dave, Benuts 19, as we're now going to call him. Tarek Tornado is in 15th, Mean Man Moody in 16th, Will 77 in 17th, and Pascal Hellraiser in 18th, who a lot of them have dropped off recently in the last few weeks.
Yeah. I think we've had about 6 or 7 drop off of this race tonight, so we've got P1 Valium filling in.
Yeah. And someone else I saw. Oh, is he?
Yeah,
he's
the
gone
big
as well.
fella. He came and went.
Frizzle.
Brizzle. I call him the wall with wheels. He drives that Bentley like it's a weapon. I was racing with him the other night and he used me to get round the corner. He's never going to live it down, ever.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to. There's a good chance of 120 points up for grabs here for anyone that finishes first in all 3 races with a potential. So
yeah. So we're not double points tonight, are we? It's single points, but 3 races.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, if you could see potentially, I mean, if that's the case, I mean, Dell could win it if he came first in.
You're definitely on. I mean, look, Dell's just took a 7th there, right? So if Dell got 60 points, let's say, it puts him up in contention for if all the other guys don't have a good run for like a podium finish.
Yeah.
A tight but podium finish. So this triple header's added a very, very good dynamic to the whole final day.
It's going to be very interesting. I mean, me and Lurch, we always love the sprint races because they tend to keep people closer together for longer, I find.
Yes. Rather
than sort of it all spreading out and then the pit strategy's changing things. And obviously if you have a slight tap, you're a lot less likely to pit with that. If you've only got 15, 20 seconds of damage, you're just going to carry on and keep going. Because once if you pit, that's your race done, essentially.
That's it. The GT4 cars I find are a lot more resilient as well. They tend to be more balanced, so they can carry damage better. And
for the guys that aren't as good at Bathurst, which I fall into that category, the GT4s are much more accommodating for you around here, I find. I like the GT. I prefer driving the GT4s. I mean, I don't prefer driving the GT4s anyway, really, but over the threes. But round here, they do. I do like them more because you can floor it more comfortably round.
The car that struggles here is the BMW. It always suffers from understeer because it is slightly overpowered.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've never driven the BMW, so I'm yet to see
it's
how
a great
wee
car. It is. It's exciting, but it's understeer. I found I've drove it a few times. Jumped in, decided I'll just go in.
Yeah.
Go aggressive, and it's nice. It's got a lovely sound to it. They look lovely.
So have you managed to get around all the cars, or are you just?
Yeah, I've actually had a go with the Maserati, and I don't think I'll ever go near it again. You couldn't pay me to drive it.
The one thing I will say about the Maserati, and Lurch will back me up on this, it is the most amazing sounding car on the game. I personally think.
If you're sat in the pits and you hear that thing come down, just listen to it pop and bang when it's going down the gears.
I've not heard another car that compares with that. The roar that it gives as it goes round is unrivaled.
Build a circular fence, put a couple of mats down, get your boxing gloves on, and I'll fight you. Because the Porsche is the best sounding car on the planet.
Oh, do you think?
Yes. So.
We talking GT3 or 4?
Ding, ding, ding. GT3.
GT3. Okay, so yeah, I'm talking about the GT4s here.
Aye.
The Porsche was actually the first car I ever got involved with. I used to, when I first started in the league, it was the Porsche in the GT4s, and then we did one race, didn't we, Lurch, in the Freeze for that failed one make series that we did on Saturday, and then I've never driven it again. So I know it's a good car, and I know once you get good in it, it is an amazing car, as you're proving. But it's I just never really liked it. I think driving the GT4 initially kind of put me off, and then I just stayed away from it. And I've tried a few other cars since, and just fell in love with the Nissan recently.
The GT4 Porsche is like chalk and cheese to the GT3. That I done an endurance race in the Porsche, and it's probably the worst choice of car I could ever take. It was awful.
Yeah, it's very, very different. I mean, me and Lurch are both very similar. We both started off in the Porsche GT4, and then we did one race in the GT3 Porsche and both loved it. And then obviously it stopped, and then I think we moved on to McLaren after that and tried a few different ones. Which you're now driving.
I just love how this game's got programmed into the algorithm that every car's got a complete and utter different characteristic, and it's starting afresh. It's brilliant.
It's good. It's good. When you're comparing it to say the F1 game where every car feels the same, and then you come to this,
just got a different colour on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think we fell in love with this game. All right. So enough of that. Stacking up for the start. Look, do you just want to quickly jump on, because it's sounding very quiet in my headphones. I don't know how that's going to translate onto the YouTube. Just want to chuck it on and just see what it's sounding like. I had to play around with the volume settings not that long ago, and I don't know whether it's going to be a little bit quiet or not. It's sounding very quiet in my headphones, but I don't know if that's just because I've got it low to stop the feedback.
You sound fine.
The cars sound a little quiet.
Do they? Well, obviously we are in helicopter cam here, but...
I don't know. I'll just sort two headphones out here at once.
Right. Anyway, here we go. So... Dark Horror makes his way down to turn 1. All seems to have got through nice and clean at turn 1. Yep.
No, it sounds all good.
All good, yeah?
Cars are a little tad quiet, but it's not too bad, you can still hear it.
That was a nice clean start for once.
It was, yeah.
We have quite good clean starts, to be honest.
Yeah, especially at Bathurst. Bathurst is always clean the first few corners until you get to the mountain, and then it all falls apart. So, Dark Horror still in the lead at the moment, but he's got Why Not C's falling all the way back. Valium has made his way up into P2.
Oh yeah, it's doing its thing. The whole.
Looked like he tried making a move there around the outside of Dark Horror at the start of the mountain, but. See them all start to funnel through now. As we come up to the dreaded two left-handers just before Skyline. Everyone seems to have got through fairly cleanly, no accidents as of yet.
Down into the S's, here we go. This is with the tyres. Will make or break the start of your race.
Yep, this is where we see...
Dark Horse Chevy was all over the shop then.
See if anyone's rear end kicks out as they try making the right hand turn after Skyline. No, everyone's through. We've had a slight tap there. I think that might have been Bert in the purple Aston, but it would have been a very minor tap if it was. But yeah, everyone's through the mountain very cleanly. As Valium is going up the side of Dark Horror here. I think we might have a rival for Dark Horror tonight by the looks of it.
Wow.
He's
in the BM, it's just fast in a straight line, isn't it?
Oh, he's had to back out there.
He's off.
Dark Horror's gone off.
Both off.
Yep. I think Dark Horror going off there. I think Valium just followed him, and just throwing the order right out there. So we've now got Why Not C in the lead, followed by Tro.
It's going to get interesting for the next couple of laps.
This little pack we've got at the moment behind Why Not C, Tro and Dark Horror going into turn 1 side by side, as well as Benuts and Valium side by side.
Nice wee door bang there from Valium on Burnets.
Yep.
Nothing.
That's all fair in love and war. You expect a little bit. You expect it.
Robin is racing.
That's it.
Ouch!
Bang.
That's Dark Horror
That's
and
Valium.
Valium out of it.
That's White Snake.
Traffic.
It's Valium.
Oh, I'm losing track of him. Right, so yeah, Valium's still on the side. White Snake's taking a big hit there as everyone filters around past him.
Ding dong. Can we get a clean up on turn 2, please?
Yep.
I'll just have a wee look back at that replay there. So what car number were we looking at?
It's going to be 57 and Valium's 24. 57 was Dark Horror. See, this is something we should have done there. Oh, why not? He's had a spin. He's clearly hit the grass at the top of, just as he's getting to Skyline, and he's against
and he's
the wall.
facing the wrong way. This is going to be dangerous.
Facing the wrong way. As everyone is piling round, and I think, there you go. Now. Oh no, don't do that. Oh, he's going to get. That's going to be severe damage. He's tried flooring it to do a U-turn, and he's smashed the wall again.
Oh God.
Made the same mistake I did the other night here.
Car 57 slammed right into 34, leading into turn 2.
We got
and Tro, flat out in his Ginetta, gets overtaken by Mr. Nuts in the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Tro flat out 150 mile an hour.
He's not going to compete with that Merc, is he, in the Ginetta down the straights?
Yeah. But what we can't do comes on this track, but even in GT4s before. And wasn't it like really good in the mountain section?
Oh, it's very good in the mountain section, but you don't really gain too much time in the mountain section, do you? From what I find around here, most of your time against your competitors is going down the straights.
Yeah.
Because you can't overtake.
Speak to Gamer Dad. He'll teach you how to go flat out across the top.
Yeah. And then straight into me. Park sideways across the top just before Skyline. I remember that nicely. Completely unintentional, obviously, but yeah.
Professional unintentionalism.
Exactly. So let's see if... So that's MTZ now, he's way out in front. Oh no, Tro seems to be gaining back on him. Let's have a watch of these two, see how much Tro can gain on him through the mountain. If he can gain anything at all.
Dale's holding off Dark Horror behind him. Dark Horror's carrying, I would imagine, quite a bit of damage, so
yeah. Oh,
Derek should be able to maximise on this.
You may even see, I mean, Valium's now been in the pits quite a while. I don't know whether he jumped a pit or whether he tried carrying on, but you may see a retirement. I imagine Why Not See probably had to jump to the pit as well with the amount of damage he would have taken.
Yep. If you skip to the pits, it's a 3 minutes lock-in or something, 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Derek's doing really well, so he's pushing Shadow Lancer as well for 3rd spot. Shadow Lancer and a BMW. He's not carrying any damage either, so the two of this might be an interesting race.
So how much damage has Dark Horror got? His bonnet doesn't look to be lifted, which is always a good sign.
Right.
Doesn't look to be carrying too much damage. A few little bumps and scrapes, but nothing too debilitating. But Dell seems to be leaving him. I guess that's the old BMW power there coming down the straight.
Yep.
You can sort of keep it clean around these two corners. He seems to be gaining on Shadow Lancer as well a little bit.
I think he got a little bit of ground on him under braking there. If you come into turn 1, if you can get on the throttle early, you can catch them at the end of the straight, but I think the GT4s it's a far closer race. Because you don't have that massive acceleration.
Going to get a good run out of there. Dark Horror's got a half decent run, but I don't think it's going to be good enough to catch the Beamer down the straight. Have a little look through the rest of the field, see who we've got. White Snake. Who's No, Cascanova's just about to make the move on Whitesnake. He's side by side, coming up to the right hander, but he's taking the outside line, which is not the best line to take for this corner. It's pretty much, you always lose out if you take the outside line pretty much around here. Very nice looking car. I think he's changed his livery as well for this race.
Who's that?
Cascanova. Oh, Darren's had a little wobble going into the sort of the uphill left-hander there at the start of the mountain. Allowed Whitesnake to catch right up with him.
We're just coming up on the halfway point as well.
Oh wow! Oh yeah! Wow! Of course we are.
Short, sharp races.
Wow!
Before
Yeah.
you know it, we'll be in race 3.
Yes.
And then you'll need to get the kettle on for your Horlicks to go to your bed.
Yeah.
That's
well,
after the second race.
Well, unfortunately, I had like half a bottle of rum saved for tonight, but with me feeling a bit rough last week for the comms, I ended up doing it then. So only Budweiser's
no.
tonight. Oh, who's that?
Dark Horror's just slammed into the just before Forest Elbow.
Oh, is it the wall? Is he?
Gave Derek some spare room.
And now that is definitely a lifted bonnet.
Yep.
Looks like one big smile.
Yeah. Well, you got the angry headlights in the grille, and then there's just the weird smile at the top, isn't there?
We can all be friends.
Oh, who's that? A bow hunt. Oh, careful! Oh, we've had a little bit of a coming together there. Dark Horror's a bit of a dive bomb on. Sorry, bow hunt, but a bit of a dive bomb on Dark Horror. Dark Horror's now heading for the pits.
I think that'll be his race over.
Whitesnake.
Yep. As we had Cascanova there trying to make a move on Mr. Darren Mark as well. Didn't manage to pull it off, but. And then Woodward just plodding along at the back.
He's not worried.
No, he doesn't seem to have as much pace as we've seen in the recent couple of races. I'm not sure if something's happened to him or not.
So Barnuts and Tro out in front.
Yeah.
Barnuts seems comfortable. And then the next wee gaggle of cars are Shadowlancer and Dale. And Dale's kind of falling slightly behind. And then your next gaggle of cars seems to be the rest of the pack with Bo Hunt at the start of the pack. Darren up in 6th. Such a consistent driver, Darren, isn't he? He's always there, he's always blocking your way, he's always in your rear mirror.
Yeah.
He's very good at defending his Darren. Good teammate as well. Obviously, I got to have him as my teammate for the last season in Taco. And he's a very good teammate to have. Oh, Cascanova's just had a little love tap with the ball there.
Dunty Wunty. Let's see how the Alpine's doing. Danger Dave.
Where is he? There we go.
Oh, I've just jinxed him. It's just went off right before the aces.
Commentator's
Apologies,
curse.
Dave.
Yeah, always the way.
See?
Can't be any worse than Gio's commentary the other night in Taco. Kept jumping on board with someone, and I can't remember who it was. And every time he jumped on board with him, they crashed. It was about 4 or 5 times in the race. It wasn't even just once. Oh, Dave's come off a little bit there.
Dave.
He's had a little bit of oversteer, but he's managed to keep that Alpine fairly
He's
straight.
brave choosing that to get around here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite tempted by the Alpine, to be honest.
Is he a reserve driver tonight, or is he a
No,
tier 2?
It's one of our regulars.
Full time.
But he has changed car recently, so I do believe he's going to take a penalty on the on his points. But I think
So
he's
it
just
takes him
desperate
out
to
the
drive the
running.
Alpine.
If he's did they change for tonight?
Yeah, I mean he wasn't sort of in contention anyway, so I think taking a hit on the points on the last race of the season. I think he just wanted to use the Alpine really. Saw tonight as a good excuse.
So I think it's a full points hit. Let's have a look. See what that does to the standings.
What was he driving before, Lurch? Do you remember?
McLaren?
Was it McLaren? Honestly, it would probably be on the website actually. I doubt that would have been updated.
He was in the Aston Martin and he was in 13th
Martin.
place with 30 points. So
There you go.
So it wasn't a McLaren.
No.
So
Yeah,
after
well
his
done.
race tonight, if he does well, 8 points.
Yeah. Well, the rate
It's
is
not
going.
necessarily that much of a hit, is it?
Oh, so he had 30 points before he jumped up. I reckon he's probably going to end up with more points from tonight's race than he did in the entire season. He'll take a hit on the points, and then he'll just gain them all back and more just from this one race of people crashing out in front of him.
And could, I mean, the leader's got 156 points. Tro's got 112 that you mentioned, and Woodward's on 93. So, looking at the standing, looking at the track just now, Tro's looking really good for catching up on.
Yeah.
Who do you call him? Dark Horror. Dark Horror's fell down to 10th place.
Yes.
So, geez,
That's going to be a big hit. And Whitesnake, Why Not See, both of them were doing really well this season as well. Both up there in the table, from what I can remember.
And now they're in the pits.
And now they're
race
both
one's
retired.
over for them.
It is. This is a 20-minute
so
race
after,
as well, isn't it?
After race one, the whole dynamic of the entire table is changing.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing the maths for us tonight? Are you going to be our resident Carol Vorderman for us?
Carol Vorderman.
Two add 2 is 22.
Oh,
yeah, no problem.
That was a bad move. Oh, that was a bad move. Caskanova's just shot. He either missed his brakes or he's just overshot it, and he's managed to clip Darren Mark. And I think that's now allowed. Oh no, it hasn't changed Darren Mark's position, but
He'll be limping round the track if he's hit him hard.
it wasn't too hard. It was just a little coming together where he's come up the inside and Darren Mark's tried to turn in, and yeah, was met with a whole bunch of Cascanova. Anywhere to go.
Has he just been Cascanovad?
He's just been novid, yeah. Speaking of that, I've not seen many people get vaulted recently. We've been,
No, I don't think that term is actually being used anymore.
No.
Thank God.
I think that's been put to bed, that one. But
Possibly.
that's just a testament to the improvements you've made, I guess. Me and Lurch were talking about it beforehand, actually. How fast you've got on the PC side of things.
Yeah, it's the PC's. It's a different drive. You know what it's like. If you race in a PC, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I don't know, but
you know what it's like. It's just like chalk and cheese. The steering wheel feels, even a G29 feels amazing. It's just far more responsive.
well, this is what I said. I think it's a little bit like going from sort of hard difficulty to easy difficulty, as far as the feel of the wheel and everything. The way you described it on the podcast the other night, that you can kind of feel everything, and I understand it. And I think you made me realise it more when you mentioned about when you go on the grass. So if you slide off onto the grass on the PlayStation on a G29, the wheel just vibrates.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's just telling you you're off track.
yeah, whereas on the PC you can actually feel the kind of the different textures within the grass, and
if you're turning your wheel, you get more strain and far more vibration. So there's a more dynamic feel back from it. So it's on a G29, it's the best it can do. To be fair, when you start paying hundreds and thousands of pounds on rigs, this is when it becomes like next level stuff, and you can start catching before you even go off track. You can just feel the car going. This is the beauty of.
So would you? So what setup do you use?
So it's a G29, unfortunately.
You're on a G29, okay. So would you guess that would you say that getting, say, a Fanatec setup on the PlayStation would still, how would that compare as to PC?
Well, with a Fanatec, you can change the settings on the wheel itself as well.
Yeah,
as in
but
the
unfortunately, Derek's himself, he just upgraded to a CSL Elite DD.
Yeah. Well, my plan is to get one next month. Should have the money for one hopefully next month. So that's my.
You need to buy a few other wee bits and bobs for it to work on the PlayStation, but it basically plug and plays right into the PC. But its feedback and feel is just second to none. It's amazing.
What, even the Turismo wheel, the one that's designed for PlayStation?
I think the Turismo wheels, that's your probably your next step down from a because that's a DD as well, isn't it? The new Turismo wheel.
Yeah, it's the cheaper version of the £2,000 one, which I'd never be able to get that, but I can just about afford the.
Well, your CSL Elite DD,
Yeah,
I think
that's what
Dale
I'm
managed
thinking.
to get his full rig for £700 or something, 650 or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. That's what I've got in my head. I want to get that plus the what's it called? The thing that improves it slightly, the power box, and then pedals and a wheel is what I want to go for. So
you want to go and get meters up to 8.
Yeah,
it's like a little booster.
That's the intention for the next couple of months for me, anyway.
Excellent. It will certainly improve your ability to be able to understand the track more.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be good. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, good evening's on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
So here we go. On to the final lap, and Derek has held 4th place really well. Shadowlancer's holding him off. He's good at that, although he's good at defending Shadowlancer, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, Shadowlancer's been very good this season. There's a few shining stars this season, really, haven't we, Lurch?
Yep.
Trove is always up there or thereabouts, always has a really good race. So does Dell. Dell's made huge improvements over this season. I think one of the most noticeable ones for me is Cascanova, who's done, considering how brand new he is, makes the odd mistake here and there, but I think that's just down to him being a rookie still. But his pace has really improved.
Yeah. And Woodward, Alien of the Week
Woodward,
last week.
Yeah, Woodward as well.
Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, he's done very well. Got himself a race win as well.
Yes.
Which is good for him.
That's got to have been the funniest night I've had in a long time. He begged everyone that was on the chat to please be quiet for the next 1 minute 44 seconds whilst he won the race, and we all jumped up and shouting at him.
I can imagine. That's why I stay clear of the party chats a lot of the time, because I find I race so much better if if I'm talking I struggle. So even if I am in party chats, I generally go quiet when I'm sort of racing. Yeah.
You must have heard ours on Tuesday. It was all talking a little bit, and that was it. Like, because I was doing okay for a change, and everything was just quiet for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, when we're doing well, we're dead quiet and we lurch. But then when we're struggling a bit, it's just
get on comms, try and get everyone else's concentration off guard. See if you can maybe get a place or two back.
Oh, who's that? That's Bohunt Birch just had a wobble. He's just going to lose. He's going to lose 2 places now. Oh no, he's not. Oh dear.
Oh, is that Darren?
He had a little wobble. Woodwards has managed to just fly past him quite easily, but then as Darren's come through, he's either, I don't know, maybe oversteered a little bit, and it's taken him into the wall and then into Burt. But
so I'm just checking out the Alpine. If you go on board with it, look where all your information is. It's on the actual wheel. There is no dash. So when you're because I race like in the vehicle, in like the view where it's behind the steering wheel. If you know what I mean?
Aye. So you see nothing.
No, I've raced like you have like the steering where you get to drive with the steering wheel, and then you've got like the dash is right in front of you with no wheel. I race in that. And that would do your head in, like not seeing like what gear you're in, because it's all on the steering wheel.
It must transfer over onto that, no? No?
Not when you change view, it doesn't. Not on here anyway.
I imagine it wouldn't be, because you can't see the steering wheel on your view, can you?
No.
That's a bizarre one. Oh yeah, you go to that view and it disappears. It
Yeah.
just looks like a pair of binoculars.
So I mean, yeah, you would have, you would obviously have your sort of HUD dash down in the bottom right if you had that.
Yeah.
I find that sometimes a hindrance though, having that HUD. If it wasn't for the fact of it has your fuel there with it, I would remove it personally myself.
Well, that was. So there we go. Standings are finalised.
Yep. Are you going to snap that, Chris, or do you need me to?
Yeah, I'll snap that.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll have to get the quali one off the stream, because I forgot to do that as well. I'm not used to not used to doing it. Normally, I've always had an admin in the tier with me, so I suppose Dell's here. Dell's probably on it. Knowing him. So yeah, there we go. There's your standings. P1 of race number 1 goes to Benuts 19, followed by Tro in P2, Shadow Lancer P3, Dell in P4, great race for him. Woodward in P5. He was last at one stage, I think, with about 5-6 minutes to go, so he done really well to get back there. And then Bo Humpert, Darren Mark, Big Time Dave, Dark Horror, who's had a bit of a shocker tonight, but still plenty of. He's got a bit of a buffer with the amount of points that he had, so we can scratch that race off, and I don't think it will affect him too much, as long as he doesn't have a Dark Horror in the next couple of races. And then we got Cascanova in 10th, Whitesnake in 11th, Why Not C in 12th, and Valium in 13th. Obviously Whitesnake, Why Not, and Valium all retiring. So, on to race number 2.
I'll get these pictures up then, hang on. I'll get the quality picture as well.
Yeah. So I noticed it was only a 20-minute race.
Yes.
I'm thinking that it is 20-minute races. Okay. Nobody tells me nothing here. Let's just make it up as we go along.
Kept in the dark.
Yeah. I knew it was a short quali after we found out, but I was still expecting a 30-minute race. But so we reckon this is now what, a night? This is going to be moving into night time now, or this is a morning race?
So the next race is a morning race. So it's, the quali will start at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Sorry, it's a night race. Yes, you're right. Sorry. And then the next race is a morning race.
I wonder how many of these guys know it's a night race.
Show them what you got.
Well, they do now.
They do now. Oh, no! I've not practiced in the dark.
I can't practice in the day, let alone in the dark.
Oh wow! Oh, okay, so 2 minutes of free practice, and then.
So they have a couple of minutes free practice. This was set for the guys if they wanted to nip to the bathroom, go for a cig, that kind of thing.
Okay.
That's
because
a
it's 3 races, and it's a different format, so just to get the guys a wee bit more time to get used to it.
Oh yeah, it makes sense though, to be honest. Nothing worse than literally jumping straight into another quali.
This was Mr. Will Friedman's set up today.
Yeah.
There, let's
Good old Mr.
put
Freeman.
the standings in.
Mr. Freeman, who I believe is on course to win his first title in Tier 1.
Oh.
I think, from what I can remember. I think there's a battle between him and someone else in Tier 1 tonight. We'll just have a quick look, make sure I'm not talking rubbish. Yes, so you've got Will is top of Tier 1 currently, and he's followed by SOP Steve, or SOP Steve, and he's 40 points clear of him. So,
Right.
could be looking at Will Friedman's first win, I believe, his first season win in Tier 1. You know a lot about that feeling, don't you, Chris? Nearly having your first win.
So close.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, and this is not a kind of excuse or sympathy vote, but a fortnight ago I had a bad injury at football, and it's obviously you see how it's turned out. I'm now in a boot, so I've been racing for the last 10 or 11, maybe the last 12 races with a partially torn, what do you call it? Achilles tendon.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And
has it been that
on
long?
top of that, my throttle has been sticking on.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That's not good.
So when I'm trying to trail brake and coast into corners, my car accelerates and I smash into the wall.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Is that
really bad leading into that race there? That would have meant if I've had a good result I could have won it, but GT4 was just too overpowering.
so? Have you tried? Is it a case of it sticking on in the sense that your pedal actually sticks, or it's just the input sticks?
So I'm pressing the pedal down, and obviously this pedal's not physically sticking, but the input is. So I think it's the pedometer.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
get some cleaner on it.
Yeah.
I take it you know about that, don't you? Because me and Lurch both had a very similar problem recently, where Lurch's was a lot worse than mine. But you would, as you're accelerating, or even when you're full throttle, it would stutter. It would jump a lot.
Right.
And Lurch was also getting a problem where his brake would come on just randomly. So sometimes it could be half brake. I got that
Aye.
problem as well, where the throttle was jumping quite a lot. I just thought it was part of the game. I thought that was how the car drove, to be honest. I never knew any different until Lurchy mentioned it. And then, yeah, we
There's
both bought
tutorial
some...
videos on YouTube showing you how to sort it, so...
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you just
we both
basically.
bought some contact spray, done it, and it's fixed, 100% perfect, back to normal.
I've had to, in the last 2 weeks, I've had to take them apart once. I did it when I first had it, then a week later I did it, then I haven't had to do it so far. But if I got to do it, I might just melt the side of the pedal. So then if it does it again, instead of taking it off your rig, undoing all the screws and all that rubbish, just try and like melt the plastic away, whatever it is, the bits on the side, and then just spray it from like outside.
Mr. Destructor.
Yeah, it just saves, like, it took me, well, I did it before Tackle Tuesday race, didn't I?
Yeah.
And
Takes
I
about
had
half an hour to
45
do
minutes
it.
on the, yeah, I had 45 minutes left of practice, and I think I'd done it, and I had about 5-10 minutes left. But
So
you
if that
need a
is the
really
case,
small screwdriver.
you need to do that. If you're getting a stuck, that's the first thing you should try. Is if you're getting any kind of weird inputs with the brakes or throttle, just do that. Spray it with some electrical contact spray, £5 from Tool Station, and it should
Bob's
fix
your
it.
uncle, Fanny's your auntie.
Yeah, and it's back to normal, like a brand new set. So that's not going to help you much with your limp
No,
ankle, but
my big sexy boot.
yeah.
But what it will do, it will make the blades go faster on the bottom of your Porsche.
Yeah. Definitely.
Imagine you can brake a lot harder with that thing on there.
Just throw it at the brake pedal. Oh,
Right,
that
so
force went off.
yeah, first person's about to cross the line now, which is Benuts. Looks like he's going to be the first. Oh no, is he? I get muddled up here.
Might be a nuts is coming over. Oh, he's.
Oh, it gets me every time.
Because
So
I'm
we're
missing. It sounds like you're nuts.
Who's nuts?
These nuts.
These nuts.
These nuts. So there's potentially only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars out of the whole lot that are going to get 2 laps. The rest of them,
Yes.
it's from Big Time Dave back. It's now is make or break. They've got to get it in this lap.
Yeah, because what's a lap round here? 2 minutes are we looking, or is it? That's for GT3.
I would say
isn't it?
2:16 for your like the faster guys, and
Okay.
2:18 to 2:19 I would say for your kind of slower guys.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
Dale was
There we
doing 2:18. I think he managed to get it down to a high 2:18 or a low 2:19, and qualified like 7th or something. Did they qualify? Qualified 7th and finished 4th, so that was a really good result for him first race.
Yep. Oh, definitely, yeah. It helps that half the field in front of him crashed out.
Yep.
It's always nice when that happens.
You've got to be there to be involved.
Exactly.
999. So, Big Time Dave. Shadow Lancer. Oh, someone's crashed out. White Snake, so he's not going to get a lap in unless it's going to be low. So we've got Big Time Dave, Shadow Lancer. There's 246. Tro, Darren. They need to make it this final lap in Woodward. This is their only chance.
Yeah, someone just came off number 26. Cascanova just lost it at the Bentley curve. As Benuts comes around with a 2:15.
Forest Elbow, they call that. I used to call it the Bentley corner.
Yeah, I only know it as the Bentley curve. Or the Bentley corner. That's what Lurchys was calling it. There we go, Dark Horror there with the time.
2:15.5.
That's Beer Nuts 2:15.5, Dark Horror 2:17.1.
Yep, Big Time Dave coming around the corner in his shaky Alpine.
Volume's done a 2:17.8. Big Time Dave at 2:24.
Yep. So yeah, let's put him into P5. Yeah, P4 for Del. Right, so everyone crossing the line now is the final lap. So we've got 2:46 coming up. Who is Troy? Let's see where he can put it.
Oh, we've lost a driver.
Oh, lost a. Yeah, I noticed that. I don't know if that may have been a disconnection issue as Troy puts himself into P3. Darren Mark next across the line. Oh, don't start loud. Don't start yawning already.
Come on, Pat.
Darren into P5, and then Shadow Lancer, I believe, has just stuck himself in P7. There we go. They are our starting lineup for race number 2. Let's try and see if we can work out who's dropped off.
One last car, so Valium.
Fresh Brazil.
But Fresh Brazil was never actually in, was he? From what I remember.
Yeah.
Bo Hunt Burt.
Is he left, is he?
Yeah, I think it was Burt that's gone, to be honest.
Well, I'm clicking on his name and it won't even let me go, so yeah, it must be in.
Yeah, because he's now appearing back on the screen again, but he wasn't there before, so I don't know whether that's going to be a connection issue or not. I'm not sure whether he's suffered with the connection issues before. So, what are we reckoning for this race then? Benut's being P1 this time, so he's obviously got a lot of confidence from that first race. 1.6 seconds in front of Dark Horror as well. Which is pretty damn good considering Dark Horror's pretty much run away with it this season.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's not really had any challenge, has he, from previous races?
None.
Other than Tro maybe, but even when him and Tro get out in front, Dark Horror does generally end up finishing quite a way ahead of him, and it ends up being a battle. Who's the main battles you've had? Tro, White Snake, Why Not C? They're always near the front. Yeah, we generally find ourselves just watching them guys battle it out, and Dark Horror just leaves them all for dust.
Dark Horror finished 10th last race, eh?
He did, yeah. Obviously, bearing in mind, we forget, or might not be forgetting, but Dark Horror actually won Taco Tuesday the other night as well, so we could be looking at 2 championships in 1 week for Dark Horror. Obviously, I think he got a little bit lucky getting chucked into Tier 2. I think he was
just a little bit.
Yeah, he was always a Tier 1 driver. I think it was just the way the cookie crumbled. It made me laugh when you, Lurch, got promoted up to Tier 1. Dark Horror was in Tier 2.
Yeah, and Elysium.
Yeah, and Elysium.
GTJ and all that lot, they're all in Tier 2, and I think they were like rapid and they joined halfway and they caught me right up.
Yeah. And there's you struggling in Tier 1.
Yeah, until the last race, which wasn't so bad.
Yeah. 2 minutes to count down. We can do a little bit of maths here. So who won the race in the end? It was someone that was close to... Oh, Bert's back. There we go, good.
Hey.
That must have been a disconnection
Yeah, I know
issue.
it's won the first race.
The thing is, he's not really in contention, is he, for the championship, is he? Let's see if we can do a bit of quick maths. No, I'll
Get
be
your fingers and toes out.
Bernut's is way off. I mean, the main contenders for Dark Horror is Tro. I mean, he's number 1, considering he came second. That's going to put... there we go. So that's going to give Tro 40 points, which puts him on 152.
Tro puts him on 188, does it not?
What, for the first race? 40
You get 40 points.
40 points for race 1, and he was on 112.
Oh.
So that would put
Looks
him
like
on...
standings have been updated already.
Oh, maybe mine haven't. Have I not updated? Am I looking at the right?
He's probably looking at Tackle Tuesday, I expect, isn't he, Craig?
No, I'm on GT4. Mine hasn't been updated. I've still got 112 for Tro, and 156 for Dark Horror. So if that's the case, Dark Horror would have gained what for 10th place? He would have gained 14 points. So he would have been on 170 points. Tro is now on 152 points. There you go.
What? Something's really weird that's happened here. Oh.
20 seconds.
I've got Tro on 148.
Okay.
Woodward on 118.
10 seconds.
Oh, yours must have been updated.
Dale's on 86 points. What was he on before? No, so something's happened.
Let me just update this quick. Actually, properly come out and go back in. There we go. Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's updated properly now. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, that's better. So we've now got Dark Horror on 172 and Tro on 148. Cool. Just shows how bad my mouse is.
Just shows you what one race does, doesn't it?
Yeah. That has made a hell of a difference. Dark Horror crashing out there. So if he can, if he has another...
Fourth, 28 points. Was he on 60? Yeah, it's been Jay's managed to go in and update it, I think.
Yeah, I thought he might have, because he did this for Tuesday night the other night, so which I'm glad for, because it does help us out work out the results on the fly.
Excellent, so I'll just keep on posting this up for him then, so that he can use it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking...
is currently in the pits, so it looks like he's out of the running.
He must have missed the drive button. It was a shame for him because he's up in P5 and he could have been looking potentially at a top 3 spot if it had all gone his way. But yeah, this looks to be like it could potentially be a two-way battle between Dark Horror and Tro for the championship. I think Woodward might be just too far off it, to be honest. And
it's heating up.
With his start, he didn't get a great quality, did he? I think he's starting quite near the back in this race.
Ow, 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 ow.
So, all still to play for. We don't have teams.
So, anyone that's watching the stream, I'm going to be doing the Driver of the Month nomination as well on the website before I go to my beddy buys tonight. So there'll be an opportunity for everyone to cast their votes on Driver of January. So we're doing it as a monthly thing now.
Okay. That makes sense. So is everyone still going to vote after each race as we do normally?
Yes, just keep voting and I'll use those stats to then see who jumps out, how the performance was. I tend to take part in most of the races as well, so I've got a wee bit of kind of insight as to how they've done, how well they've done in the race, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just need to use my old grey matter brain cells to see whether or not if I can remember.
Yeah, I mean ultimately you could always just tally up tally up the amount of votes people got over time, couldn't you? I suppose.
Well, I kind of do that, so over multiple races, so now that it's over the course of a month, if you've got like one guy that stands out in 1 week, there's been multiple nominations from multiple races, he's straight away going to be like a nomination.
Yeah.
But then I've probably got the the added beauty that I've probably raced in the race that he raced in.
What would you say if like someone, I don't know, that's never won a race, that maybe drives a Nissan, suddenly won a race, but then didn't win any other races? Would he maybe be in line for a driver of the month?
So, if he was nominated by his peers in the drivers' nomination section, this is why it's so important that people get the nominations put in.
Yeah.
Ideally, we should be getting, if there's a full grid, we get 20 nominations every race for every tier, and that way it makes life a hell of a lot easier for coming up with the driver of the month. But if somebody does that, they'll probably stand out. They'll probably get a couple of people putting their names in. I'll kind of remember if I've taken part in the race.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That's a good
over
shout.
the course of a month.
Probably makes it a lot easier. Gives you an easier
Get
life.
the nominations in, guys. Every race helps.
Right. Here we go. Drivers lining up.
Nearly off.
Dark Horror looks a little bit far ahead here. He needs to get himself back behind the nuts, or at least concede this corner if he's okay.
Oh, a wee bit of enforcement there.
Yep. So Dark Horror maybe jumped the gun a little bit there. Probably should have started a little bit further back, but wait and see what happens with that. We've got the Nuts and who's that, Valium side by side now, but Valium's got the inside line, so I imagine he's going to take that going into the start of the mountain section. And then let's have a look. We've got followed up. Darren Mark's got through nice and clean. Dell has moved up. I'm sure is that him behind Tro now. As the timing screens do their thing. Once again, everyone seems to have got quite clean through first part of the mountain. Shadow Lancer obviously bringing up the rear, starting from the pits.
So now we're in the dark, and the tyres are probably nowhere near to optimum PSI.
No.
They're going to be the most dangerous section of the track.
They're going to need to be taking it slow around these two corners. On that one. This is where it can all go wrong, horribly wrong.
Normally does. Their Dell smashed into the wall.
Did he hit the wall, did he? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There we go. And that's going to be him just right to the back there.
It's fell at 10th, I think.
Oh, like he's managed to hold on quite well there. He's not lost. But I do see a raised bonnet, which is not a very good sign. But you don't have small crashes round Bathurst, do you?
No. Some of the guys were saying the other night, if they managed to have, I don't know if you've heard of a game called Beam NG.
Yeah,
I have.
If the,
amazing.
The physics in that were applied to ACC, it would just be probably game of the century.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I have seen it. I've never played it myself, but it's just purely for PC, I believe, isn't it?
It'll hit next gen, I think, soon enough. Valium showing his pace again. He's keeping beer nuts at bay, and Dark Horror's just gone. So he needs to keep it consistent.
Yep, Benuts is looking to make that move up the inside, but he's running out of road rapidly, and yeah, he's not going to make that. Just maybe try and hold off for the back straight.
See, it's such a well-balanced GT4 car.
What's that, the Mercedes?
Yeah.
It's a very nice car, round here in particular as well. I really enjoyed the Mercedes round
Your
here.
nuts has just lost it, sorry to butt in there.
Oh, it's still going.
That's him just coming back, so he just lost it, so he's dropped a spot.
Oh, was it? Oh,
So
that's a shame.
the telemetry will update as he's going over, so Tro's probably going to show you that Tro's skipped in front of him.
I mean, my main focus at the moment is going to be on Tro, I think, just to try and see whether he can gain any. Oh, someone else has come off at the back there. That looks like that could be a Woodward. Is it a Woodward? I think it is.
Could be a Woodward.
Just before the just before Skyline, I think he might have had a little clip of the grass on the right hand side, and it's just gave him a bit of a wobble. But he's seems to have clawed it back quite well. Slotted back in front of Cascanova? No, Dell.
Start to spread out a bit, but there's a nice gaggle here, so
We've got who's this? White Snake. Itching to make a move around Cascanova there, but it's
Cascanova shut the door.
A bunch of three of them here, Cascanova, Woodward and White Snake. Also got Why Not See all over the back of Darren Mark as well.
Hunt Bear has fell right back. Wondering if he's perhaps had a wee incident or something.
Who's that?
Hunt is back in 11th.
Bow Hunt, yeah. He's not having a great night tonight. He's a lovely looking purple and silver. That's mine, my favourite livery.
Oh, Shadowlancer's now pulling into the pits.
Very,
His
very
car's
slowly into the pits as well.
limping into the
Is
pits.
Do you reckon that could be the end of his race? Yeah, his car is an absolute wreck, isn't it, from the looks of it?
Yes.
Didn't have much luck last week either. Had one hell of a crash, which I thought he was going to retire from, but full credit to him, he drove the thing back. A lot of people would have just given up. Oh, Valium's just come off. Had a massive wreck up on the, I think it was the first left-hander at the top of the mountain.
Oh, top of the mountain, he's had to bail on and slant out the road.
Just before sunset, or whatever it is.
Very respectful of him.
Yeah, he's done well there, although Dell came off as well behind him.
I think he's going to port to the pits now.
He's going to try and get that thing home. He's going to have to wait for everyone to pass him, because yeah, there we go. Is he going to try and take it home, or is he going to leave it? I think that is probably the end of his race. Yeah, there we go.
It's disconnected.
Disconnected, gone back to the pits. Oh, so we think that's him.
He's actually rage quit.
Oh. That'll be one for the stewards.
Yep.
Benuts, his car's not looking too fresh either by the looks of it. He's carrying a little bit of damage there. Nothing too major though. Why Not C's come off track as well. He's going to fall way back. Oh, it's all going off tonight.
I think when you add the dynamic of late night,
Yeah.
It turns a very, very difficult track into an impossible track.
Yeah, I think it might have been a bit of a surprise for some people as well. I don't know whether everyone would have realised it was a night race.
Yeah.
I don't think many people would have practiced for it. As Dell makes his way.
Time,
Yeah. And with the short practice time to get your attempts up to the correct window, sort of know where you want to put it. I mean, we're nearly 10 degrees down on what the last race was. You might see people struggling there with tyre temps, but Dell has just made his way past Why Not See, moves himself up into P8.
Go on, Dell.
Go on, go on, son.
Yeah, we like cheering on Dell, don't we?
Yeah.
He works hard at it, he does a lot of practice.
Yeah.
He's doing really well. I've punt he's doing like a new wee thing just now. Every single day he's doing 2 or 3 episodes where he's taking part in like it's like a licensing thing on a different server. I'll not name them.
Yeah, I think Lurchy's doing it as well, aren't you, Lurch?
Yeah.
He's giving it a go as
I
well.
just started doing it until I got injured, but he's doing wee episodes, so he's basically going to show you his progression through it. He's doing 2 or 3 episodes a day.
It's
That's
really
idea.
good.
Ooh.
These wee episodes are good. I'm going to work on a nice wee graphic for him so that he can then punt it out there and get his YouTube followers increased as much as possible.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, whilst we're on the comms, let's plug Dell's channel. If you want to follow Dell and help him in his quest for greatness,
Yes.
make sure you go ahead and give Dell a follow, as well as everyone else in the.
Which is the same as his name, I think, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Same with everyone. I feel as though everyone should, especially the guys that actually want to get a following and build up their YouTube. I think everyone should jump on and follow everyone else.
We could all help each other. There's over 600 members in FRL, so
Apart from
everyone
Gamer
could
Dad,
be up
don't
there.
follow Gamer Dad because I don't want him. He doesn't deserve that 100.
Yeah, take that 100 away from him right this instant.
He got to 100 and then someone left and he's back down to 99. He's gutted.
I feel as though every time he gets to 100, someone should unsubscribe.
That's just nasty.
He looked at him and he's got 1 subscriber and that's like his brother or something.
Yeah, I said nothing. It wasn't me.
It'll be after your blood.
Yeah.
He
I'll
can
have to-
crack home.
I'll have to open up 20 new YouTube channels just to subscribe to him.
So Dark Horror's 4 seconds ahead of Tro,
Yeah, it's really
and
well
then
clear.
Beer Nuts is keeping Tro in tow. As they
Yep.
say, he's right on him. That Janetta down this back straight is probably now going to get taken by this Merc if he can get a good exit.
Oh yes.
This will
It's
be
all
a
down
good
to
bit of
the
watching.
how much speed you can get out of the Bentley corner. As to what's going to happen here, and
There we
he's
go.
definitely
Oh,
going to
he's
be
taking him
overtaking
here.
him soon.
Get him by the bottom of the hill.
Just see if we can get a better camera angle of this. Let's jump on with the nuts.
Let's
Interior
go
cam
versus
going.
carrying damage.
Yeah, he's carrying damage, but that was bad time. Caught up with him just at the corner.
He's defended that really well. Oh, he shut the door. Well done.
Taking a bit of a wider line there to try and get the run out of this corner. Tro goes a little bit wide there.
Find a corner and then we start all over again.
I'm struggling to hear you a bit, Chris, to be honest.
Sorry there.
I
Can
don't
you
know
hear
if that's
me
me
now?
or not. That's what it
Can
is.
you hear me
It's
now?
you. It's definitely you.
Is it me?
Yeah, I can hear him fine.
You've gone quiet now as well.
What's that?
Let me just drop the volume down on the game a bit. Might be
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, that's better.
Excellent.
Doesn't help that I jumped onto the interior cam.
So Shadow Lancer is definitely, he's now in the pits. That's him, race over.
Yeah, that'd be done. Not had much luck tonight. Even last week, struggling a bit. The crashes. Cascanova at the moment, who's clambering all over the back of Darren Mark. Darren Mark had a little bit of a wobble earlier, hit the wall, and I think lost the place to the white snake.
Okay. I'll keep a wee eye on Tro and Beer Nuts, they're just coming down out the S's.
Canova
If
taking
he
a much
gets
wider
up
line
the
into
exit.
that. He's going to get the run on him into Skyline. Darren Mark comes off wide at the Skyline. They're going side by side into Skyline. Oh no! Oh, he's just managed to hold it off. Good driving there.
It's the Woodward's just at the wee instant as well, going up the hill.
See what sort of run Cascanova can get out of. Atlantic curve. I think he's going to have enough pace on him to get that into the slipstream if he's going.
Tell you what, I think Tro so far has managed to turn that Ginetta into like a speeding bullet. He's shown these other cars that it actually does have pace.
Yes.
It's very notorious for losing it on the main straights.
Yeah, I mean it's not the quickest car, but I mean it's still quick up to its until it maxes out. So long as you can, kind
if you
of
manage to get through your gears, okay, and then all of a sudden it dies a death, and that's when your cars that are going to top ends just has to take you. But
yeah,
beer nuts cannot get his mark past them at all.
But the main we were discussing this a couple of weeks ago, I think, at France. But I think most straights aren't long enough for it to make that much difference. I find the only ones, the exceptions being France, definitely, and maybe Monza, and maybe here as well. But well, maybe not here, I guess, because he's proven that it's not. Here we go, Cascanova now going up the right-hand side of Darren, going around the outside, running first corner into the mountain.
Bang.
Oh, there we go. No.
But a door banging.
Yeah. And that is going to be potentially severe damage for Cascanova. Definitely some cracks in his windscreen. And
that's what you want in night race if you drive inside the cockpit.
Very shaky bonnet as well. So I think that's the end of that little battle between them two. Cascanova isn't going to come back from that.
4 minutes left.
Yep. Jump back on board with the nuts. So yeah, as I was saying, I think most straights in the game you can get away with it with the Ginetta, because it's, I mean, the cars are generally even up until the Ginetta maxes out. So which is definitely
that's
France.
Quite a good point then. So so it's weaker tracks are the ones that have got the 2+ kilometre straights.
Yeah, pretty much. It's only going to lose out to other cars when it hits its max speed, which, from what I've seen, is definitely Paul Ricard. The straight here might not actually be long enough for it to happen.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in comparison to Paul Ricard, these straights aren't actually that long. I think Monza pit straight is probably longer than the straights here. Am I right in thinking that? Or?
Monza's straight.
Yeah, out of Parabolica up to turn 1.
That's probably alongside the length of Paul Ricard, I would say. It's
yeah.
I don't know, I think we had a wee discussion on this a while back, and we'd established that Paul Ricard in Monza, I think there wasn't much in it. Can't remember which one was longest. It was I was having a conversation with Gio and Sean, which is P1 SJF, and they googled it. The old Google search, can't go wrong.
They came out fairly even today.
I think they were very, very close to the same distance. I can't remember which one was just the longest, but when you then think on it, Monza possibly could be longer. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. I know definitely, because I remember racing against somebody in the Ginetta. I think on was we racing or was we comms? I can't remember. But the Ginetta, you get about 3/4 of the way up it, and then that's it. It maxes out, and
just
then
dies.
It just
that
dies.
That was in France as well.
Yeah, and then that's when you just see everyone just plough around them. So that's where that's a big con for that car in particular. But most other tracks, pretty much every other track bar Paul Ricard and Monza, don't have straights that are that long. So
that's a good shout actually. So where it makes up for it in the corners, it's actually quite a strong contender then in most races.
It's a very strong car. I mean, we've watched Jay Williams winning it last season.
He took that car. That was perfection that season. He literally did not make one mistake. Maybe the odd wee blip here and there, but he drove that car perfect.
Nothing major. And one of the races we had was at Paul Ricard.
The leader is on the final
And he done very well there. I think he got a little bit. Oh no, that was the race where he got lucky, wasn't it, Lurch? Because he was what P4, and then
Yeah,
P1,
like
2, and 3 all got track warning penalty. They all got drive-throughs, didn't they?
drive-throughs
In the last 10 minutes.
That's right, so he ended up winning the race.
Yeah, he won the race by default.
That's right.
Because everyone else got track limit warnings. But I mean, to hold it in P4 anyway was still a great achievement. Not much racing going on at the moment. So.
Dark Hot, it's very spread out, but it's given us a chance to discuss other people, other things. I like it. It's good.
Yeah, this is probably the least action we've seen all season, to be honest. Particularly this race. First race wasn't so bad, but with 45 seconds to go, Dark Horror clearly out in the lead. He's going to extend his lead on Tro, so it is all going to go down.
If Dark Horror doesn't make a mistake right now, then
yeah,
it's his.
But I think the top 6 cars are going to break down and Dale's going to run away with a win.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
And Jinx.
Engine management light comes on and he just bogs down on the end of the straight. And Dale's like, yo.
Finger out the window. Yeah!
But yeah, this is going to be Dark Horror essentially stretching his lead on Tro now. It's all going to come down to the last race. It will be between Dark Horror and Tro. It's going to need probably a DNF from Dark Horror and a win from Tro to change anything.
Really?
I think that's the way it's probably going to work out.
I'll get the points up, I'll get the standings up, and then we'll see if James can update the website.
Yeah. I'm sure he will do. He's very quick. When we was racing the other night on Taco Tuesday, I literally glanced at the Discord in the 10-minute practice that I had, and not the Discord, sorry, at the website on the 10-minute practice I had, and all the standings are updated. So.
It was basically, I'd screenshotted, put it up, and it was like, right, read it out to me. Because Christ, I believe he posted it up yet, so just read it out to him, and he updated it really quickly because of the laptop open.
It's a very good idea for when we're doing these kind of races at the end of the season, because it allows us commentators and even the drivers to kind of get a quick understanding of where they are without having to spend 15 minutes doing the maths. Which, I quite struggle with.
And this is all down to the idea of getting Will Friedman involved in building a website. Oh, can Dale take it? Oh, Cascanova just lost it there, kind of behind the corner.
I saw him fishtailing there a little bit. I thought that might have been it, but wasn't to be. So there we go. That's the final few guys crossed the line. Big time Dave, another fairly consistent drive there in the Alpine. Done very well. He's got the endurance light on there.
Big time Dave.
I love that wee glow inside the car, that blue glow, it's just beautiful, that, and alongside the heated brakes, that's just beautiful to watch.
And the green as well, the green from the light.
Yeah.
Driver light, it's very nice. I personally can't drive with the endurance light on, it does my nothing.
Oh, there's Woodward's still out, right.
There we go. So there's our results for race number 2.
Oh, so why not see Woodwards and Valium all get a DNF because they don't have a... hang on, he's just coming over the line. I don't know if it'll add a finishing flag to him.
Why is that?
So if you don't cross the line before the time goes out, you don't get a finishing flag, and this is one of the discussions we were having. I think that goes down as a DNF.
Okay, even though they technically
even though they crossed the finish line, but it just... I'll put it in, it's fine, he's got it, it's cool, it's good.
Well,
I usually take a screenshot of the other screen anyway and results.
I think Valium retired anyway, didn't he? I think Valium was a rage quit, but he's back, so...
Is he?
Oh no, sorry, he's on the standings, so it might be showing up on the standings, but then again I'm showing on the standings, so I think that's why. So I'm confusing you there. He's not
Easily
actually
done.
back. So I think he's definitely a rage quit, and that'll be the end of that. So have a quick look at the group chat, see if we can decipher what went on. So it must have been Whitesnake and Valium that had a bit of an issue, because looks like a racing incident potentially between the two. Should have carried on though. It's unfortunate. Well, I am just going to leave you two for 1 second, because I need to go for a wee and grab another beer.
Please don't go.
Don't go.
Babe,
I don't know if you want to.
so.
I don't know if you want to read the stand-ins.
No, just want to let you know.
Oh God!
So-
Don't lurch.
As it stands, then that was Dark Horror came first, and then
Yeah.
closely followed by Tro 246, then Beerned 19 in third, giving a really good performance. Whitesnake 91 in fourth. Oh, nope, we're not getting that.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Darren Mark in fifth, Cascanova in sixth, Dale in seventh with a busted up bonnet. Bo Hunt Bear came in eighth, so that's better than his first race. Big Time Dave ninth, I think he was ninth in last race, or there or thereabouts. Why Not See 10th, Woodward 11th after having a bit of a bad smash going up the hill later into the race. Shadow Lancer, he's come in 12th, his race ended very early on. P1 Valium, he had a bit of a bad incident mid-race, and I think he ended up rage quitting. And then King of the Hill was trying to get points. He's always going to show up in the standings because he accidentally logged into the server. So, that was your results from race 2. Now we're doing a wee slight free practice on race 3, which is now taking place in the early wee hours of the morning. Oh! Let's go back to the garage. Let's see what Woodward can do. I think he's just out doing his thing. So that might have gave James an opportunity to get the standings up to speed.
So Big Time Dave finished 9th in the first second race, but finished 8th in the first. Yeah, he finished 8th in the first, 9th in the second.
Right, okay, so Mr. Consistent. Let's have a look and see on the website if that's been updated. And that's quali starting now. So they'll need to get out there and get their cars on the grey stuff because it's very, 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 very quick quali. Yep, so they've been updated. And it's came down to Dark Horror intro. So Dark Horror, yep, needs to have another bad performance. Or was it Shadowlands? It's basically it's down to Michael and Tro. There's only 30 there's 28 points in it. So let's see. Oh, so if Tro gets first place,
Yep.
and Dark Horror gets 4th place, it's a tie. It goes to a tiebreaker right at the top, and then it will come down to the amount of higher placed wins to see who it is that takes the crown. If he finishes 5th, Tro wins, then it will be a deficit of 3 points, and it's basically Dark Horror needs to be 4th or higher. Because if you look back, yeah, so we've just established Dark Horror needs to finish at least 4th or higher.
Okay.
To win.
Yeah, because if it does go to a tiebreaker, then Dark Horror's won it.
Dark Horror's won it because he's got, if you look there, 1, 2,
definitely had more wins.
4 golds.
Yeah.
1 silver and a 9th. Aye, so he'd a poor first race. He could have tied up by the second race if he never had his 9th in the first one.
Yeah. Okay. So still plenty to play for then for this race.
It's going to be an exciting 25 minutes. So.
Yep.
Oh, it's exciting stuff.
Should be good, especially last race of. Could be potentially the last GT4 race for a little while as well, with all the big changes happening in the coming weeks. So
we're holding a meeting soon after the update, so we'll have a better understanding of what's going to happen going forward.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'm sure you guys will do a good job no matter what happens.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone
James
will
will
still
have
get
a kind of a particular idea of what he wants to do, and he'll probably just say that you're doing this, you're doing that, blah blah blah. He'll maybe ask the feedback if we've got maybe any ideas and stuff, which I'm sure with the formats that are happening right now, the only thing that can happen is it could get better.
Yes. I imagine we may lose a couple of the tiers on a couple of the nights for a little while until we sort of build it back up. I think one of the kind of positives about it is you're only really going to see the PS5 side grow. I mean, it's the unfortunate thing for the PS4 guys is that side will eventually shrink, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And the PS5 side will just grow, and all the PC side. I mean, you're going to see people now sort of making a decision, aren't you? As to whether they want to stick with.
There is quite a lot of people though that are still PS4 orientated. So there's a
Oh yeah, there's still more people on PS4 by the looks of the vote than there is PS5. But I imagine over the coming year that will, as kind of the world gets back to normal, I imagine that will start to change, and you'll either have people filtering off onto PC or shifting over to PS5.
So when you say back to normal, when PS5s are finally in stock, yeah? That's
kind of what I meant. Well, I mean, they are in stock. I mean, they are available. You can get them. It just takes a bit of work. You can't just walk down to your local game and pick one up.
Yeah, you've got to go on a list. They've got to contact you. You get one phone call. You need to answer within 5 rings. It's like a radio show. You don't answer within 5 rings, you don't win.
Because games still out of stock.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've been out of stock since they've come out.
You won't get one from your typical usual retailers. You've got to go onto these kind of apps. That's how I got mine anyway. As Benuts goes P1 with 215. Yeah, you need to be on these apps really. That sort of the one I did was called Hot Stock.
Yeah.
And it
You've
just
got me
alerts
on
you.
that. I've got that app.
Yeah, I've been telling everyone that was how I got mine. I think I paid, or my wife paid about 4.5, maybe 5 for it. I think.
Right.
For the disc version.
1,000.
I get mine's for £359.
Yeah. That's not bad.
I got the digital one, and I just walked into Smith's one day with the kids and seen a guy putting a poster up the wall, pre-order your PlayStations now. And I was like, what's this for? And he says, this is the first time we've had the PlayStations in. I was first on the list, and I got a call 10 days later.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Really
yeah,
good luck. Really.
You got a PS5 then, Chris?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And a PC. I'm single. I treat myself to whatever I like, when I like.
You can tell the single lads in the group, can't you? It's crazy.
Aye. They're never after us.
Look at Kenny with his like 10 grand setup.
Yeah.
he's a single lad.
Yeah, you can definitely
I
tell
thought
he's
it was
in the group.
boosted media. I thought he was boosted media at one point with his £100,000 his sim rig.
There we are. The standings are now in for quali. So look how tight that is.
I believe Dell's not going to make it round in time, is he? Before the time cuts off. So I think, what we've got
Go
now
on,
is
Dell.
how it's going to be.
You
Dark
are
Horror.
speed.
Dark Horror behind Tro. That should be. That's what we want. We want it to go down to the wire. So is it? So if Dark Horror finishes P4 and Tro wins it, then is that Tro with it then, or do we work out or?
So Dark Horror needs to be fourth or above. So if he finishes third, it's his.
To guarantee the win.
If he finishes fourth, it's his. That's if Tro himself wins it. If Tro starts getting further down the list, then it becomes an impossible task for him.
So for Tro to win, he needs to come P1 and Dark Horror P5.
Yes.
And then that's a Tro
win. So worse things have happened. Dark Horror has had a ninth already.
They'll do donuts in the pit lane.
Killing all the innocent bystanders.
Yeah. Luckily there's no pit crew there. Nearly did a Bottas. Wipe everyone out. Okay.
Thing is, there's a couple of people on high visits, so he was just aiming for the orange people anyway.
It'd be quite nice to see more people, like a bit of the pit lanes being a bit busier, a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
That's right. On PC you get the animations as well, don't you, Chris?
Yeah, you get like when they get into the pits, you can actually then take pictures of your pit crew doing the change of tyres and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow. Yeah, there's loads of things that the PC gets. I'm hoping a lot of these little niche things that you have on the PC are going to come across to the PS5 with the update. I know we know about the obvious ones about the 30 cars and the FPS improvements and all that kind of stuff. But I was watching one of Dell's videos the other day, and your engineer speaks to you a lot more in the game, doesn't he? I remember him actually saying his name.
That's a pit crew program that he's basically got, which was devised for Gran Turismo.
Okay.
iRacing. And
so it's a mod essentially.
It's a mod, basically a program. You basically get that up and running first, and then you'll load up ACC and integrates into it, and then your pit crew swear at you if you're doing poorly.
Yeah, because I watched one of Dell's one of his little stories that he was doing, and it was actually referring to him by his name. It was saying, "Come on, Dell." That blew my mind, to be honest.
If you go into the settings, you can then kind of drop down wee menus, and the menus will kind of tell you what names it can pronounce. So it's all kind of programmed into the program.
Oh wow, that's quite good.
But it can sometimes talk to you too much, so you can end up missing quite a lot of things.
Yeah, and having arguments with them, as Dell does.
Yeah, that was the best one. He's like, "Okay, Dell, you're gonna run out of fuel. Shut up, I got plenty." Oh, it made my day, that did, when I was watching that. Oh, it was so funny.
He's got too much bloody time in his hands, that boy.
I was having flashbacks of Jeff from F1.
Yeah.
Made me laugh.
Oh, I've got a...
Right. Minute 30 to go. Till lights out. Well, till the formation lap and then lights out. So getting exciting, boys. Hopefully we'll have a bit more closer racing in this one with it being back to daytime.
Beer Nuts might throw a whole wedge right in this entire outcome here.
Yeah, because if he comes first, then that throws everything out again, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah. I don't even want to try and work
that. No, don't.
Brain will melt. I'll just let James put the standings in. Yeah,
we'll run for it. Hopefully he'll update them before we go off air, so you can at least sort of announce it beforehand, but we'll have to wait and see. Otherwise, I'm sure everyone will let us know in the chat afterwards. So, yeah, final race of the, essentially the final race of Tier 2 for a little while within FRL. It has been a pleasure.
You were looking forward to having a Thursday night off?
It would be nice, although my intention is, potentially, if it does go back to, if we do drop the nights come post-update, as I do, I'm hearing whiffs of maybe next Monday dropping off, I may end up trying to race on Thursdays.
Oh.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, if comms are needed, then I'll do it, but I would quite like, if we are going to be going down to potentially 3 race nights a week, then I would probably like to race instead, but I'd actually be competitive in a GT4 rather than racing in next Monday with 10 aliens or 9 aliens and just getting absolutely annihilated at every single race. But we'll see how it all pans out. I don't really know. So obviously me and Lurch might not be able to race with each other come next season, so... Oh, a couple of... What's gone on there? 2 of the guys in the back gone way off track, Dell and Shadow.
That's Dell. Go on, Dell.
What's he doing?
I don't know. Both him and Shadow Lancer just went way wide at turn 1 on formation lap. I'm not sure what was going on.
Too wide. Maybe they were just trying to get a little kiss in the corner without anyone seeing.
The sun comes up fairly early in Australia this time of year because it's their
summertime, isn't it?
Aye, this is summer.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit milder in their summer as well. It's their winters that are usually like really hot, I think. Oh.
Yeah, I always find that strange.
The summers are usually terrible. Actually, this time of year, the temperatures are usually astronomical.
Yeah.
I went to Australia. I was there for a month. Inland was at 55 degrees, and that was in November.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's, my sister lives out in New Zealand, so I've not been to visit, but I always find it a bit strange when she FaceTimes me on Christmas morning from the beach. When they go for a swim. Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. I wouldn't like that. Christmas time for me is meant to be cold.
Santa Claus cutting about with a pair of trunks on.
Yeah.
He's got a mankini on,
big old bushy beard and some speedos.
Speedos, yeah.
Yeah. Dell holding the pack up here a little bit. I'm locked into Dell at the moment, so.
I'm locked into Woodward, and for some reason my game's like paused. I can't get rid of the box in the front, right in the middle of the screen. So I think my game's having a wobbly.
Yeah, mine's okay for that. I can get it back into drive, but I'm stuck with the back of the grid at the moment, which isn't a problem. We can always skip back. Although I think Shadow Lancer and Dell are going to have to concede, slow down a little bit and let Dave through. Big time Dave. He shouldn't be in front of him. The joys of unguided formation laps.
The massive gaps.
Oh, is this unguided?
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I think they're always unguided on a Thursday night, or at least they have been. And it must have been because I think Dark Horror managed to start a little bit ahead of somebody last race, and I think it would have given him a penalty otherwise. I don't know whether you get penalties on the guided review. I think you do, don't you, if you're not in your box?
Unguided, yes, you get penalties. Unguided, no. So you can just blaze ahead and take off.
Yeah. So yeah, it would have been because Dark Horror started just ahead of Benuts in the last race.
The trust is required.
Yes, it is. Doesn't always happen, but 99% of the time it does. Get the odd occasion. What is Big Time Dave doing? He needs to get himself pushed up ahead of these guys. Is he staying at the back for a reason?
I don't know.
He should be
ahead of Shadow Lancer and Dale.
Yeah, but he seems to be holding his position behind the two of them, so not sure whether he's doing that on purpose just to stay clear of everyone, or...
He will be penalised if he's outside his box.
He would be, but yeah, I think we're on unguided, so he won't be, I don't think. Wait for the green light, return to garage, and straight
Shadow Lancer's got a drive-through.
Shadow Lancer's managed to get a drive-through. How's he managed that? So that would have been speeding, right? Or outside of his box?
I cannot
Can't
look
be.
at this view.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Why not see starting from the pits as well? But anyway, we've got more important issues at the front right now. We've got Tro looking to make a move up the outside of Benuts, coming into turn 2.
Guys, I'm struggling. My thing's stuck.
You're stuck on the... Are you able to
Back in.
quit and... Yeah, quit out and jump back in. Might be the best bet. So, front runners have managed to hold position so far with Benuts in first place, followed by Tro, followed by Dark Horror, and then we've got Cascanova up in P4, managing to cling onto the back of the front 3. Woodward in P5. Oh, Whitesnake's managed to... Woodward's gone a little bit wide. Whitesnake's managed to go up the inside of him, just as we get to the 2 high-speed left-handers. Woodward has managed to clip the wall on the first left-hander. That's not going to have done him any good. And onto the grass for the second left-hander, but he's managed to hold position the rest of the way. And then the rest of the grid's following up with... Why not see catching up from the pits, and Big Time Dave just sort of trailing behind. I guess he didn't really want to get involved in this race and just have a drive in the Alpine. Benuts is already starting to gap Tro a little bit, and Tro's creating a bit of a gap on Dark Horror as well. But as we know, it's going to take... I mean... Cascanova, the guys behind Tro are going to have to, behind Dark Horror are going to have to catch up a little bit and cause some issues for Dark Horror if he's going to lose. Otherwise, it's all going to be down to Dark Horror just keeping it on track and not lose. And just as I say that, Dark Horror's come off, and that has allowed Cascanova and Whitesnake through, which has put Dark Horror down into P5 with Tro in P2.
This is where it doesn't want to be.
Yep. Let's see if we can catch any damage on the front of his car.
So if Tro finishes in second and Dark Horror finishes in 5th, I think Dark Horror still takes it by 1 point. I'm just going to clarify that.
Wow. That's just thrown it all out. The one fortunate thing is Dark Horror hasn't got any damage. I don't think he clipped the wall. He just come off at that sort of sweeping left-hander at the end of the back straight. But
Right.
Didn't seem to take much damage by the looks of it. The car still looks fairly clean and tidy. As we head back up into the mountain for the second time, with Benuts way out in front, seems to be leaving Tro now.
Nuts.
Yeah, he's nuts. Yeah, he's definitely gaining now. He's Tro seems to be falling quite far behind now. It was 1.7 seconds. I imagine at the next split it's going to be significantly more. Cascanova and Whitesnake also with a bit of a gap. But them two are, so they're battling it out. Dark Horror seems to be really struggling though this race. Although he may benefit now from the fact of Cascanova and Whitesnake being so close together. And just as I say that, Cascanova's hit the wall at the Bentley curve, and you've now got Whitesnake in the slip and Dark Horror. Dark Horror is now making a move up the inside of both of them. He's got 2 guys in the way. Just got a massive roadblock in the way. You can't get past Cascanova. Dark Horror. Whitesnake and Cascanova side by side, which allowed him
take him out then.
That was very close, yeah.
It was very close.
Whitesnake coming back across and putting Cascanova off, but Cascanova's car is going to have taken a bit of damage from that. Although they're now Dark Horror now trying to make his way out down the outside of Cascanova as he come into the final turn. Cascanova holding the inside line. Which has now brought Darren Mark back into play as well, and Dark Horror's made the move on him, got past him.
Sorry, they nearly touched each other there, apologies.
Yeah, that would have, if them two had clipped each other there, that would have thrown it all out.
That'd have been Dark Horror's season.
Yep.
Right there in that one moment.
So Dark Horror there benefiting massively from Cascanova taking a hit.
If Dark Horror finishes where he is and Troll finishes where he is, Dark Horror takes it by 20 points.
By 20 points. Oh wow.
Yeah. So right now Dark Horror is currently on 212, Troll's on 184. So Troll needs to pretty much finish 5 places ahead of Dark Horror for it to be his.
Yeah.
Dark Horror needs to push, but at the same token, take it easy. How's that possible?
Yeah. Don't quite know how that works, but I think
That's like asking him to go underwater and breathe in and out at the same time.
the most important thing for Dark Horror now is to hold position, and just as I said, he's really struggling around here today. He's not seen a performance like this with him from a while. I don't think I've ever seen him struggle this much, to be honest, in any race.
The pressure must be on. He must know
Yeah.
that this is it, right down to the very last race.
I did see in the chat that he's not a fan of Bathurst from reading the chat, so it's obviously not one of his favourite tracks. As Darren Mark now looks as though he's gaining on Cascanova, he definitely is gaining. He's going to need to pull to the side there, get out of his slip and try and make a move. Oh no, it's just a bad camera angle.
Dark Horror has 7 laps to hold it off. 7 laps. So the whole season right down to 7 laps.
Yeah, the most important thing for him is just not to crash again and take too much damage, because if he does, then that's the end of it, I think, for him. So yeah, so he just needs to just keep it steady, keep Cascanova behind him, which I think the benefit for him is that everyone behind him doesn't really or anyone that's close to him doesn't really have the pace to sort of beat him, I don't think.
Pressurising is correct.
Yeah, without him making a mistake, I don't think there's the pace behind him to catch him. So.
What happened to Dale?
Oh, he's in the pits.
He's in the pits.
So why not see?
Yeah, why not see just enter in the pits? Shadow Lancer just going past the pits. Why not see looks as though he's got a slightly raised bonnet, but nothing too major by the looks of it. Dark Horror now gaining on Whitesnake.
All comes down to how cleanly he can get past the other Chevy.
Yeah. Obviously every time he tries to make a pass on someone, that's just a risk, potentially having a collision and losing it, so going to have to play very cautiously in this last 10 minutes of the race. Woodward's gaining. Woodward seems to be gaining on Bo Hunt Burt as well, who is also gaining on Darren Mark by the looks of... no, that's not Darren Mark, that is Cascanova. So Cascanova and Darren Mark have traded places at some stage, which I missed.
Table as usual. Just Mr. Consistent, Mr. Difficult to get past.
Yeah. And the annoying thing, one downside to doing comms on here is the timing screen is so slow to catch up that quite. Oh, Dark Horror's going sideways.
Oh. Come on, Dark.
That was that same corner. That was where he messed up the first time. So clearly not liking that in the Chevy.
Keeps missing his braking zone there, doesn't he?
Yeah. We haven't had any braking markers wiped out, have we? Or is he just struggling a little bit there, perhaps? Just seems to be struggling to get it slowed down in time to make the corner, but then he gains it all back up in the next 2 corners, because he's now gaining on Whitesnake again, coming up the pit straight as he gets into the slip. And Whitesnake's just left the door wide open up the inside for him there. And made it easy for him for that overtake. I don't know if Whitesnake's maybe struggling somewhere.
Is it took a bit of damage? I'll have a wee look.
Yeah, I mean from the helicam I can't really see it, but that's now Dark Horror up into P3.
No, his car is shiny gleamy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So maybe he just doesn't want to get involved with the title battle.
Yielding the position to allow him through.
Yeah, which means it's understandable, I suppose.
That or Dark Horror and White Snake are pals.
Are they?
I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say. Oh, I thought they might have been.
Just let me through, please. That's my whisper.
Would be more interesting if there was enemies. It'd be fun to watch. Dark Horror managing to get through the mountain section nice and clean this time. So that maybe spoke too soon. Still got to get around the Bentley bit. He's back out onto the straight. It was very tight, that, wasn't it?
Oh, son.
Going to stick on board with him now and just see if we can see maybe where he's struggling with this corner down here. See if all the braking markers are still there. Yep, they are.
He's braking at the 125 metre mark. That's perfect. Well done.
Yep, that's a lot better. Obviously found his marker now, so I imagine that's.
Brake at the 75 metre mark here. Then to second gear and go.
Yep, and yeah, I think that's probably him clear now, as long as he doesn't make another mistake.
I know he doesn't need to push. I think he's kind of safe now.
Yeah, I think the pressure's off now, out of the first lap or two. So, yeah, I think we could be looking at a champion here. Don't want to jinx anything, but just needs to keep it clean for the next 8 minutes.
Yeah, I can see him shaking in the car. He's nervous.
Seeing the steering wheel wobbling from side to side. Just jump on board with Woodward because he seems to be making some gains on the Burt man. Coming up into the mountain section, turn number 2. Just follow them through here. Jump forward with different camera angles. The sweeping left-hander, which likes to catch people out.
Yeah, he's taking it easy. He's not pushing.
Yeah, it's sensible. Neither would I be, to be honest.
Just needs to see the next 7 minutes out, and it's well deserved. Is he in the race of champions already?
He will be. Just as Woodward goes wide there at Skyline, but he's managed to hold it, but that'll be him probably off the pace now for the Burt. Yeah, he won the Taco Tier 2.
So he did.
So that'll be him. That'll be his claim anyway. So I mean, if you are looking for extra drivers, still, I don't know how many you've got in the ROC race at the moment, but I don't know whether I don't know maybe whether if you do need the space, then maybe Tro in second place, seeing as Dark Horror had already won a season. Can't put him in twice, so maybe just a little suggestion there that Tro perhaps is deserving of it.
James wanted to wait until, I don't know if you've seen the messages earlier, I don't know if he wants to wait until after tonight and after Sunday.
Oh, cool. Yeah, of course, because we've still got Sunday and Monday's decided. No, because Monday's
been moved on, so it's from tonight and Monday. Sunday, sorry. There's going to be obviously spots filled.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the winner of Sunday, perhaps, if it's a new winner. And then yeah, maybe. As a suggestion, and obviously you might even want to do, I don't know whether the winner of tomorrow's endurance race.
That's what we done last week. We gave a spot to the winner of that to fill a spot.
Which to be fair, I Am Slow is very deserving, I think. I know he's not a champion yet, but I think it's just a matter of time before he becomes a champion in one of the divisions. I believe
so
you've had another...
one space left.
Okay, so that's going to be Sunday's driver, who... Quick little look-sees.
Hang on.
Somebody else has dropped out of this race as well. I'm sure who it is. Shadow Lancer has dropped off. I don't know if it was a rage quit or a disconnect. It's my phone waiting.
Standings as well. He's had two horrible races, and he's obviously having a horrible one again.
Yeah. He had a horrible one last week as well, so I kind of understand it. But
He's usually there or thereabouts, isn't he?
Yeah, he's always fairly consistent. So Gio is at the moment top of tier 2. Oh, so that's going to be tough for you then, isn't it? So you've got 2 tiers. You're going to have 2 new champions on Sunday, potentially. Unless Michael races or IR Graham or Lily.
GT Jamie can't make it.
Okay, so would that mean there's two spaces available for the race champions?
Yeah, but there's still tonight to go. So whoever's tier 1, is it Will Friedman, did you say?
Oh yeah, so Will potentially could win tonight. And obviously Dark Horror.
In Race of Champions, is he not?
I remember.
No, he's not.
I saw him say earlier that it might be his first ever season win. So he might well become a brand new champion tonight. So obviously Will get a position in there if he does. Dark Horror won't from tonight because he's already in it. And then it leaves the 2 Sunday tiers.
Yeah.
Of which it's going to be either, for tier 1 you're looking at either Michael races, IR Graham, Lely, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Crazies could win something, I guess, if it all goes wrong for the top 4, but Crazies is already in it. I don't know if any of them 3 already have a championship, or it's already in the race.
So it's going to be tight. It's 2 races, not on Sunday. The second race is full reverse grid.
But am I right in remembering it's double points for each race? Did I read that right?
I'll just tell you now.
Because I mean, if it's double points for each race, then there's potential for me to win.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's 40 points a race. Oh no, it'd be 80 points a race, and there's 2 races. That's 160 points.
So hang on.
If it's double points. And I am on 88 points, and the Geo is on 134 in P1.
Let's just do double points. Reverse grid will be double points for both races.
Yeah.
So it's 9. There's 45 points to first place, so there's potentially 180 points up for grabs.
That's what I mean. So if, with me being currently at the moment 46 points off the leader,
you could be in Race of Champions, my love.
I could be in the Race of Champions. Watch this space, everyone. I'm coming for you, Gio.
You're probably going to get an unsubscriber after this.
That's fair enough.
And a nice, healthy rivalry.
Yeah.
Oh, sadly, that Forrest just smashed the wall.
Yeah, no, it's too late though for it. I think he's done that just to show off.
Just to wind throw up.
Yeah.
He should just come 6th because he can.
Yeah, comes across the line with severe damage, which he caused on purpose.
And reverse.
Yeah.
And then get disqualified for going too much of a distance in reverse.
See, the thing is, with the final race on Sunday, I was so excited for it when I found out it was like double points for both races. Mainly because I'm not going to win the race, but I generally, at the last few weeks, I've been finishing about 5th. So for me to finish 5th, and then when I saw it was reverse grid, I immediately thought that it was the typical reverse grid that we've done for the last season, which is the top 3 go to the back. So I thought if I can finish 5th, then that will put me in P2 for the next race.
Yeah.
And then who knows what could happen, especially if Gio, Dinder and Renville all end up at the back.
It's not, it's complete.
I know
reverse
it's
grids.
not. You don't understand the disappointment that I had when I realised that. Because rather than me starting P2, I'm going to be, if I finish 5th, I'm going to be starting, well, 15th normally, but it's not a full grid, so wherever
There
I
we go,
finish.
Dark Corner coming over the line for the championship and a 3rd place.
There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that.
Shh, shh, shh.
And the crowd goes wild.
Look,
Whee!
right into the runoff, bang. Boom.
You'll,
He
yeah.
just opened the bonnet right up. He just went flying right through the windscreen and right into the digger.
Yep, and ended his life. So he won't be able to race in the Race of Champions because he's now in hospital. But yeah, well done everyone. That is another amazing season over and done with. As Big Time Dave is the last person to come over the line in his Alpine. Chugging along. So yeah, that
Well
is
done,
it.
Dave.
Yeah, well done Dave for getting across the line. I think he just wanted to, as he's flashing his lights, I think he just wanted to have a little drive out and have a little practice in the Alpine in that last race. Oh, also, everyone's over in the corner doing donuts.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is it. I don't know whether we're going to get the results of the season before we go off air, but
Allow. Oh, hang on. I'll make sure we get a.
But apart from that, it's been a beautiful season. It's been a pleasure commentating with you both tonight and you, Lurch, over the season.
Thank you very much.
And last season as well.
Oh yeah, last season.
Yeah, we've done 2 seasons together. And now we might not be able to. We might not be doing another
the
season.
time is near.
Yeah.
Goodbye, my love.
That's it. I'm gonna miss you, Lurch.
I behave.
I'm sure we'll cross paths again. Shedding a little tear.
Race results are now up for Tier 2 Race 3 results. Dale
was it
came
actually
in dead last.
Oh, what?
Plus
As in,
646 seconds.
What, the actual? It's been updated now, is it? Or?
I've just posted it, so...
Oh, okay.
Who rage quit? Who did we think rage quit? Shadow Lancer and...
Shadow...
Cascanova?
No, I think it was just Shadow Lancer in that race. I think
Hang on a minute, let me have a look.
out.
Hang on, let me have a look.
What's
It's hard to tell with this...
Probably it doesn't... I don't know why when you click on timetables, I wish it would tell you, like...
Oh, it might have been Cascanova as well, actually, because it tells you the total time, and they don't have a total time on next to their name.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was the same scenario for whoever jumped out last time, so I think we may have seen Shadow Lancer definitely, and maybe Cascanova there right at the end, perhaps.
Aye, so if you go into results, the total time is missing from Shadow Lancer and Cascanova.
Yeah.
Shadow Lancer and Cask.
I think we may have seen a rage quit from them till the end, but... So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to get the final standings in time.
Well, it looks like Will won. Frazies has put in the tier 1. Finally got that trophy.
Congratulations to Mr. Will. Oh, tier 1's been updated by the looks of it, I think. So that'd be, yeah, so by the looks of it, tier 1, you've got Will in P1, Crazies has come second, followed by GTJ in third. So, congratulations to Will for tier 1. Tier 2 still hasn't been updated yet. Michael races,
Micro races, the Dark Horror.
Dark Horror as 1 in P1, Trey would be P2, and I imagine Woodward would have finished in P3, so congratulations to them 3 guys. If I've got that wrong, then I'm sure we'll find out in a minute, but by the looks of the points and where everybody finished,
It takes a couple of minutes.
it will, pretty sure those are the standings, so look forward to seeing Dark Horror and Mr. Friedman in the Race of Champions next week, yeah, on Monday, so make sure you tune in for that, everyone. It's going to be a fascinating race to watch. First time I think we've ever seen all of these top guys in one race together without any of us stupid little humans messing it up for them.
Yeah. Or the aliens can mess it up for themselves.
Yeah, all the aliens can mess it up for themselves. That'd be funny if it just turned 1 carnage.
The added beauty of it is it's at Suzuka. It's going to be a car of choice that will be announced on Sunday night at 7 o'clock, giving all the drivers 25 hours to get their practice in.
Okay, when's it being announced? Sorry, Sunday.
Sunday at 7 o'clock.
In the evening.
Yes.
Oh. That's so basically anyone that's unemployed is straight at an advantage.
It's alright. That's Mr. Bogrow because he is trying to see what best ply of Bogrow he can make.
Yeah, so
like me, I usually come in and get about half an hour's practice because I'm usually working all the time, or I've got my kids, or driving back home from work or whatever. So, like
Yeah.
Crazies is the same. He doesn't necessarily get on until about half an hour before each race.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the guys that can do that, I mean, I can't do that currently. I have to have a bit of practice every once in a while. The thing I've learned is, as long as I can have an hour's practice at some stage before the race, then I'm okay. Because the problem is when you jump in for that hour and you're brand new to the game like we are, you spend that hour just relearning the track again, rather than getting fast at the track.
Yeah.
So long as I can get in for an hour at some stage beforehand during the week, do an hour.
It bodes better for you.
Yeah, and then when I actually come to the hour practice that I have before the race, I'm not learning the track, I'm just jumping out with a setup done and just doing lap after lap after lap, just trying to improve rather than wobbling all over the place. But, so a quick little
standings will now be up.
One little last update, quick. See if it works. If it doesn't, then we'll give it
No,
up.
it's not been done yet.
Oh, come on, Jay, you're slacking. No, it's not right. So we know who the top 3 was anyway. I think it was Dark Horror, Tro, and Woodward. I believe so. Yeah.
Where did Woodward finish? Did Bo Hunt
He was showing P3 on my screen.
So Bo Hunt-Bert finished in 6th and Woodward finished in 7th in the last race.
Okay, and Woodward was 17 points clear of Bert going into the last race.
He's got his podium, well done.
That's
in the week last week's now a 3rd spot.
He's got himself a nice little medal to go alongside his name. I don't know whether you put that on there or not.
My name's in the Hall of Fame, to be fair, and with a couple of bronze medals, so I can't grumble at that.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to get my highest position on Sunday, so
good luck.
Make sure you tune in and give us some support. Not that there's comms, but
comms for Sunday is Coops, isn't it?
It is for tier 1. Us mere mortals don't get that pleasure anymore of having Coops.
Do we not get that in tier 2?
Nah, tier 2 we haven't got anyone.
I'm saying I get asked to go into tier 1. just to kind of fill a spot. And
Well,
always running
I'm
about
seeing
13th.
I'm seeing a Lurchys and Bolton comms on the horizon for Sunday.
Yeah. It's too late.
Oh,
for
it's
me.
too late for you, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
What's some
It's too
comms?
early
What?
for me. I
Is
prefer
that now? Really, I should be coming off. But...
Yeah. Normally we would have locked off about 10 minutes ago.
the street lights on.
Yeah,
You need to go to your bed.
No,
that's
they've come on. They've switched off now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I'm way past my bedtime.
you'll be lucky if there are any street lights left in the morning with that storm coming your way.
Oh, there's a fucking hell.
They'll all be torn up, strewn across the road, blocking you from going to work.
It's right, I'm gonna have another letter in the post, I think. Wheelie bins on another speed awareness course.
Yeah.
Well, that's been a nice wee change from the norm for me tonight. I normally get myself involved in pretty much every race.
Yeah. It's a nice break of pace. It's good fun doing comms. Gives you a chance to still be involved with everything, but just watch it from a different perspective. We've had some good times over the last couple of seasons, so yeah, might be the last time we do comms with each other for a little while at least. Remains to be seen. But apart from that, I think we'll leave it there then, yeah, gents.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so once again, congratulations to Stark Horror and everyone, and yeah, we'll see you on the flip side.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.